Okay guys, welcome back to Jay's To-Do List. Today I am having a little bit of a problem with my UV printer over here. Now this is a 3-head. We run the Epson XP600 print heads in this machine. And the controller is Hoson control boards. I'll show you a video here in just a second what it's actually doing, but we're having a print problem where it starts to print and then it crashes and stops printing. So we've done some diagnosing. I've changed out print heads and print head cables, and we've got it dialed down to the print head board. So I'm going to switch out this print head board and we'll go ahead and show you how that's done real quick. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. I'll show you real quick the parts and pieces. Let me take you off this tripod. Okay, so this is my printer here. This is I gotta redo this a second. So let's go ahead and dive in here real quick. I'm just going to give you an overview of the parts and the pieces on my UV printer real quick. Okay, so down here I have a 3-head machine. This is my white ink print head. Then over here is my color ink print head, which I need to change my tubes. By the way, don't use clear tubes on UV ink. And this one is my clear ink or transparent or varnish ink print head, which I don't really use, so that's why it's all dried up. These are the wires that come up and hook into the print head. This is the print head board. This is the adapter that attaches to the top of the print head board. Actually, I suspect that this might be what's actually wrong, but I'm going to replace the whole unit. So this adapter you would use if you were going to do 2 heads, 3 heads, maybe a different style of printer or something. Okay, so we come into here. This one has fiber optic cables. So this is your print head board. This is right here is the power to the print head board. It goes through the gantry and the chain here to picks up your power supply on the edge. This wire here goes down to your encoder, which is super long. I don't know why, but it's super long on mine. And that reads your raster strip. Your raster strip is just a measuring tool that's not electronic, it's just magnetic, and it's read by your encoder, which on this machine is back here. You see right here, and it has a little C like this back there that goes over your raster like this, and it tells the printer where the print heads are. Okay, so we have the fiber optic. This one's fiber optic. Some of them will be different types of data cables, and it goes down, and the fiber optics comes and it plugs into this. This is the motherboard. Okay, so this is power to the XY motors and the negative pressure system. So this is what sucks the ink to get the things primed. We have maybe a white ink stirrer we plug in over here, and other things, random things get powered right here. Let's see here, more power cables, picks it up on this side, and then our Ethernet cable that plugs into the computer. So to replace the print head board, sorry I went on a rant there, but to replace the print head board, I always advise, if you're not sure on how to do this, but you can clearly see mine is just a couple wires here I have to disconnect. So I always recommend taking a picture. If you're not comfortable taking a picture of this for you to store, maybe many pictures of it for you to store, to make sure you plug everything back in the way that it goes. So for me, I'm making a recording right now, but I have done this many times, so I don't have a problem doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and, with the machine turned off, I'm going to plug in my power in my encoder strip, or I'm sorry, my encoder, and my data cables. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here to unscrew. So let's unscrew those real quick. Put you down. This off, I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver that has not been magnetized. I recommend don't using a drill because you might over tighten, and don't use a magnetic tip, because when working on circuit boards, some of those things read magnetivity reads the magnetic volume, and then you might make it change its data. So a screwdriver that has not been magnetized. Let's take these little screws out. And it just lifts right out. Okay, so you can see, let's see here. It says XP600 right here. So this is the print heads that we're running. This is your version, your model number written right here. So if you get a replacement, it's important to make sure that matches. I'm not 100% sure what this one is, but I know this is your version number. So we just upgraded this. I talked to the manufacturer, they got on with me. So there's a file I'm gonna have to update in my system to update to this board, to the other board, because it's a different version, because this one's becoming obsolete. So they don't make it anymore. This machine's about 3 years old. First time I've actually had to change the print head out on this machine. The other machine I've had to do it twice. So let's get going on putting the new board in. So let's set this down. We'll put it someplace safe, because the manufacturer actually will refurbish these for free. You just have to mail them to them, and they'll mail them back to you. And you have to pay to mail them back to you, but they will refurbish the boards for free, at least the manufacturer that I'm at. That is if the boards are salvageable. If the boards are not salvageable easily for them, I imagine they just put them in an oven or something and bake them. Ooh, pretty. So this is my new board. I'll drop it. Literally just got in the mail a few hours ago. The adapters are already on it, because like I said, I believe that this is what's actually so shorted out on the other board. But I'm going to send it back to the manufacturer and have them check it all out for me. This will just go on, and I'm going to do it in reverse. We'll set the screws and plug my cables in, and then we'll give this thing a test run. And we may have to update. Let's see, it's version 1.43. And my other one's version 1.42. So I'm going to have to update the system. Okay, let's do this in reverse. Okay, so I got the new board in, so I guess I'm going to power it on, and I'm just going to try it and see if it prints, because I haven't seen this thing print for about 3 weeks now, and it's really driving me bonkers. We'll put that on. We'll try to get this thing to print. Oh, I forgot to mention, since I never keep my shroud on the printers, and that's not because of the control board, that's because that you are always having to clean out the print heads, replace the print heads, replace the dampers, clean all those out. That's just a part of a natural cycle. Every maybe month I had to take the shroud off and fix everything, so I've just started leaving my shrouds off. This particular machine has a red shroud. Let me see. Okay, this is actually for my other printer, but you can see this sits right over top of the print head, or I'm sorry, over top of the print head board, and this covers the print heads. And it's just a screw, 4 screws here. You take those 4 screws out, the thing sits right here. You take those 4 screws out, the thing pulls right up, and then you never put it back on if you print regularly. All right, so the top of this, I'm not going to plug these in yet for testing. I just want to make sure this thing works before I plug in any of my print heads, but your print heads plug into these. And you'll see left and right. So that's the left side of the print head, the right side of the print head. And you might be wondering which the heck is the left side or the right side of the print head. Well, looking at my machine this way, you see this is the part where the dampers go in. There's a back here. This is the left side. This is the right side. That's how my machine is. I have hooked them up backwards. Didn't damage anything. The print head just didn't work. But left side on the left side, right side on the right side as you look at it. And then came to Christmas. Then the back here is the damper, so you can recognize. Yeah, there's your serial number for your print head. But left, right, and then your percussion. The way that it goes is you have print head 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll see H1, H2, and so forth, 3 and 4. It'll be the first print head that prints first on my machine is print head 1. So that's my white ink. So print head 1's white, print head 2's color, print head 3 is clear, and there's room for another print head to go here. If I pop that blank out, then we could put in a fourth print head. So if we wanted to do a different type of ink, we could do ultraviolet or super brights or something like that if you want to put in a fourth one. But then that's a whole big old job you guys have to deal with. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on and see what the heck's going to happen to me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, see what the heck happens. That's so refreshing to see. Now, I noticed my UV lights aren't turning on, but I know this is a firmware issue because the technician first had me try a firmware set and I put that in, and all that did was shut off my UV lights. So I just got to upload the new firmware. I've never seen this thing move back and forth so much in my life. It makes me so happy. Thank you, Eric, with Refine Color for sending me these, because I think we got it. Yay.